Quite the care package. Thank you for that, Christine. And that does it for us at 3 o'clock, but we are moments away from the Fox 11 pregame of the
World Series. Gerard Moncoret is here along with Jose Mota, and I notice that there's a tarp behind you on the field there. Weather could be impacting tonight.
That would not be a good thing for us, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they're going to have to play this thing out, and we'll get right to it. Hopefully, we get baseball in. You are looking live at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, site of Game 3 of the World Series between the Braves and Astros. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. First pitch is just over an hour away. We're here for the next 30 minutes to get you ready. Fox 11 Extra Innings starts right now.
Fox 11 Extra Innings.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gerard Moncoret. Joining me for the entire World Series coverage, of course, is Jose Mota. You know him as one of the announcers on Bally Sports with the Angels. And we're going to start, Jose. Welcome. Good to see you again.
Nice. Good to see you.
Let's get right into the scheduled pitchers for this game. Ian Anderson for the Braves and Luis Garcia for the Astros. Your thoughts on Garcia?
I like Garcia, bouncing back as he did last time after the one short outing he had against Boston in that ALCS because of the knee injury. But because of that knee injury, he found something out with his delivery to clean it up a little bit more thanks to the genius of his pitching coach, Brent Strom. And it's a good matchup for Ian Anderson. He knows his ballpark. He knows the crowd. He's going to be feeding off of that. And going back to Garcia, he's going to have velocity. He had 92 to 97 last time out with his fastball. His cutter needs to play well. His slider must be in play early. And in this ballpark, you want to be able to have length out of your starter, especially because you do not have the luxury of having the designated hitter now as an American League ball club. So it's going to be important for Garcia to give Dusty as many innings as possible just to keep that bench off the field and off the game. But perhaps he can build off of what he did. But keep in mind, he's facing a very good lineup that knows and understands a lot about his sequences, about his patterns. And in this ballpark, the conditions are a little bit cold right now. It's not enclosed Houston as they're so used to when playing at home. And I think overall, we'll see how that affects not just his grip on the slider, but also his cut fastball must be big. And they know, even though he's a rookie, he's got great presence, great composure, and they want him on the mound, knowing that he can go out there and get deep, sometimes get you some ground balls. And at the same time, when he needs a big strikeout in a big situation, he can get it done for you.
Is he that pitcher that if you don't get to him early, you could be in trouble?
Yes, because he can get stronger as the game progresses. And the issue is with Garcia, he can go out there and throw 70% fastballs, but give it different looks, which is a luxury because obviously pitching in Venezuela, understanding where he came from, he had to fight through some things sometimes to get a better feel for what pitching was about and to get drafted, not drafted, but just to get signed. But overall, he's one of those guys that if he finds grips, finds that command, and is able to offset the timing of the hitters early, it could be a little bit tougher to get to him later in the game.
Let's talk about the other starter, Ian Anderson of the Braves. He won his first postseason start against Milwaukee. Then he also started 2 games against the Dodgers where he did not get the win, but the Braves won those games. He kept them in the game enough. They were able to come back. Your thoughts on him?
Another kid like Garcia. He pitched in the postseason last year. 4 games, keep this in mind, and he was brilliant. I mean, 7 career postgame he's made starts in, 1.4 ERA. Great understanding of, again, velocity and location. But for him, even though he can go up to 95 miles an hour, he does not allow a lot of fastballs right down the heart of the plate. He does not get barreled, as we say now, very often. A lot of soft contact. But his key pitch is that changeup. Big differential between that fastball and that changeup. He can go out there and establish and go back-to-back. A lot of pitchers nowadays, especially young pitchers, don't like to back up their changeup, even triple up on him. He can have the ability to do that, and he can go deep into a game, feeding off this environment here at home. And for sure, knowing that, he's got some infield guys around him, and what's going to be a soggy, even a little bit slower infield to go out there and make the plays for him.
Real quick, when you look at these numbers, what jumps out at you?
First of all, the experience they both have, but mainly Anderson, having pitched already. And again, I'm going to say, he's still a rookie, but he already made starts last postseason where he pitched very well. And I think that just surpasses everything else, as we talked about before. If he hears a guy like Freddie Freeman say, I'm a little bit nervous, even though he might not be, he's like, you know what? Maybe that's very good for me because I don't feel any butterflies right now.
All right. We are ready to take a break right now. Game 3, plenty more to talk about as the Fall Classic switches venues for games 3, 4, and 5. Again, you're looking at Truist Park. Game 3, getting ready to get underway between the Braves and Astros. First pitch about an hour away. We've got lots more on Fox 11 Extra Innings. Don't go away. Welcome back. We're getting closer to first pitch. Luis Garcia will get the start for the Stros. Ian Anderson for the Braves. First pitch scheduled for 5:09. Big news from last night in Major League Baseball. The Padres hired Bob Melvin from the Oakland Athletics as their new manager. Melvin replaces Jace Tingler, who was fired earlier this month. Jose, some people thought maybe Bruce Bochy. What do you think about the hire of Bob Melvin to San Diego?
This is absolutely the best fit for them because Bob Melvin has been managing now for 18 seasons. Last 11 with the Oakland Athletics. Think about what the Athletics were when they hired him. Yes, they were a team that was going to the playoffs, but then all the overhaul, the rosters. But he took together a young team mixed with a couple of veterans, never the highest of payrolls, and just managed to get that ball club continually in contending positions into the playoffs, and his leadership is one to really applaud. Former catcher, remember, he started off, he had the D-backs, he had the Seattle Mariners, now the Oakland A's. He brings a terrific credential to that clubhouse, the respect, and where the Padres are, they're not that far off, so they need a voice like this to establish. They've seen pretty much everything throughout the game to get them to the next level. The best thing about this was, Gerard, it was kept quiet, no leaking on social media, none of that. A terrific move by both organizations.
Any worries about the match between Machado and Melvin and Tatis Jr. and Melvin?
Not at all. I mean, overall, we pay attention too much nowadays, especially with social media, about the Tatis and the Machado argument. That happens a lot. The cameras just happen to see this. But it's how you as a team are able to manage through that. I mean, how many winning teams have had fights and guys argue and even fight with the manager at times, but because they're winning, nobody notices. Winning takes care of so many things all throughout management, ownership, and the clubhouse. So this is going to bring the attitude, and he knows what to anticipate from what he has. So to me, the names Machado, Tatis, Hosmer, Myers just don't mean anything but just his group of players that he's going to be able to take to the next level.
All right, let's talk about the game we got coming up. The tarp is on the field right now, so we might be in for a little bit of a delay. We don't know yet. We have not been told. But there you see the radar, 3-hour radar over the southeast. There you see the city of Atlanta. Looks like some storms are passing through. Hopefully, Jose, we're going to be able to get this thing started on time. But there could possibly be a little delay for one of these teams, for these players. How does that affect their preparation for this game?
All you do is find out exactly what they're projecting, if there's a delay as to when the game's going to start, and you adjust your schedule accordingly, and you try not to just go and see more tape or analyze your swing or do more work. You don't need any of that right now. You already play a full season and a full playoff, season to get to this point. So you just relax, enjoy the moment when it's play ball. Remember, the conditions are the same for both teams.
Yep. Let's talk about a guy you know very, very well. The accolades continue to roll in for Shohei Ohtani. This was Ohtani Tuesday night before Game 1. He received the Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award, yet another piece of hardware for Ohtani's mantle. What a player this guy is.
Oh, that mantle is going to continue to grow. I hope it's big enough here and back in Japan. But for Shohei Ohtani, no surprise here. We love the slugging, and some scouts back in Japan told me back in 2018, he's a better hitter than he is a pitcher. Wait till you see him hit. But I'm going, you know what? That's all great. 46 home runs, 100 RBI, 26 stolen bases. Now let's talk about Shohei, the pitcher. This is a heavy load that you carry as a pitcher, as a slugger that wants to play every single day, as a guy that pretty much dictated his own schedule. When Shohei took the mound, it was a thing of beauty because you expected dominance, and he did it. You expected the strikeouts, and he did it. But the one thing we did not expect was to see a Shohei Ohtani that can go out there and from inning to inning or game to game, almost reinvent himself as to what's working, what's not. There's one game I remember against the Indians where he's throwing 87 miles an hour, and there's a lot of concern about Shohei. What is going on? Is he hurt? Is he tired? Before you know it, he's like, nope, that's what I had that particular day, and still made the Angels at least have a chance to win that ball game. But on the pitching side, to carry on the burden of batting practice, extra work, watching video about your offense, and then watching video about your pitching, his mental fortitude is one that's off the charts, and how he balanced that out, I don't know, but overall, it was quite enjoyable.
What's great about his entire game is he's being recognized. Check out the postseason awards. Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award, Major League Baseball Players Association Choice Outstanding Player of the Year, Baseball America Player of the Year. Jose, obviously, is he the future AL MVP?
Take the question mark out of there. He is the MVP. There's no doubt. I mean, you know, one thing that really means a lot to the players is when the Players' Choice Awards are given. That's being given to you by your peers, the guys that understand more about what you're going through on a daily basis, the grind from spring training all the way through the regular season, and playing hurt and playing tired and being fatigued. But he had a double load, by the way. So, you know, the MVP, there's no doubt in my mind, is Shohei Ohtani. With respect to the guys that had tremendous years, mainly my counterpart and good friend, you know, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but there's no doubt in my mind the respect now that he sees coming from his peers means a whole lot. And by the way, also should have been a finalist for, you know what, the Gold Glove as a pitcher. There's nothing I got about Shohei Ohtani, so I'm a little biased, but you know what, it is what it is.
It is what it is. His leather's tight. Hey, check this out. They're taking the tarp off. That is a good sign. All right, we're counting down to first pitch from Truist Park. We will have much more coming up on Fox 11 Extra Innings. Do not go anywhere.